Hello and welcome to Vexco Games. This is Kovex here, and today I'm taking a look at the demo for Metal Gear Rising. Now this demo is on the PlayStation 3. I believe it's on the Xbox 360 also. I could not tell you because Xboxes, at least mine, blew up. So thank you Microsoft for letting me go through 4 Xboxes already. I'm not getting another one. I will wait till the Durango or whatever you're gonna actually call the next Xbox comes out, and I will check that out. But yeah, so let's get over that personal personal regret of buying Xboxes that I have. Hopefully the PlayStation lasts a little bit longer, at least for the new one to come out, and I'll be fine with that. So, Metal Gear Solid Rising, you play it as Raiden, who is a beast, as you can see here. Who else can put a fucking sword in between his feet and do combat? I don't know anyone. He is supposed to get his ass handed to him by another futuristic samurai guy, and that is why you look all crazy, and you're on some vendetta to sit there and kick his ass and kill him. Raiden is not the same old Metal Gear Solid 2 Raiden that we've known. We don't really love him, but the one that we've known, they completely just turned him around and made him into a straight killer. Like that is his goal for everything in this game. Pretty much, if you are a terrorist in this game, his goal is to just murder you relentlessly, like just cut the shit out of you and make sure that blood's everywhere. And he doesn't give two shits about it. Combat in the game, since I got done with that little rant about the story and Xbox is blowing up. Combat is very unique. As you can see, you can go into slow-mo and you can cut them up any way you want. Of course, I'm pretty sure this is going to be rated M for mature because you're cutting people in half and blood going everywhere. So it's going to be crazy the shit people come up with. Vehicles, you can actually cut vehicles and environmental stuff in half also. So that car cut in half. The only thing that kind of sucks, even with like the palm tree that I cut in half, is they despawn like that. Like, that's stupid. Like, come on, you're cutting a car in half. How the car is not going to disappear? That doesn't make sense. The enemies, when you kill them, they blow up and they disappear. So to me, that makes sense. When you kill an enemy and their heart stops beating, it's supposed to send off a self-destruct nano to all the nanobots in their body to blow up, to prevent the people from capturing their technology and reproducing it for themselves. That completely makes sense. That's how I see it, and that's how I understand it. But for a fucking box in a car just to be like non-existent just because you cut a corner of it off, yeah, I think they should have worked on that a little bit better. It probably limited the consoles, like the Xbox and the PlayStation, to, you know, it would run a little bit better if they just made them so they disappeared. They were just props that you cut once, disappeared, you're good to go, move on. It doesn't give you any lag or anything like that. Stealth kills, they need to cut the time it takes for your stealth kills, because I do one kill later on that just takes, and to me it felt forever, but I don't need to sit there and take a good 10-second look or however long it was to see that I killed an enemy in the game. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Radar, as you can see right here, come on, click the button. You do have radar. It does show everything that is destructible in the game, such as that tree and the bus and the lamppost. So you can actually cut those in half with your blade mode. I believe it's called blade mode. If it's not called blade mode, just leave a comment down below telling me what it really is, because I just can't remember. But look at this. Like, really? It needed to take that long? Like, it was a good 5 seconds. Just, you know what? Show the blade going through the guy. Show me pull it out and show him falling on the ground. Didn't show, like, you know, a delay of, hey, by the way, did you want to see how cool and bloody this looks that you killed this guy? No, I don't really. You know, enemies do have weapons. They're not all going to try to samurai fight your ass. But weapons don't really seem to be that big of a threat. That guy doesn't seem like it'd be that big of a threat anymore. Cutting people in half, I still have to say it feels really good, even the second time through. Once you get more accustomed to what the controls are, which is the only complaint that I have in the game is the controls, but once you get more accustomed to them and you understand them a lot better, like just sitting there fighting like the little guys, like the main human people or whatever, you just fuck them up so easily that it makes the game just that much more fun to play. So you'll just get used to just slow-mo killing them, ripping their spinal cords out. You're supposed to actually cut off their left hands to collect them for upgrades, but I didn't check it out to see if you literally needed to cut their left hands off. It would make sense considering you can actually cut off certain body parts in this game. But I believe if you sit there and cut their left arms off and collect them, you will get your upgrades and you can collect them for the data that's stored on them, so on and so forth. They have their own little story that they do with this game. So does that mean that you are going to get different abilities such as the ability to wall run or run up walls, or you're going to get different combat abilities? Are you just going to get weapon upgrades where you deal more damage? I don't know. They didn't really have any of that in this demo, so I'm kind of curious to see what's going on with that. This game, so I know I'm going to probably get a lot of people going, oh, why do you compare it to that? But this game, since it does have the same playstyle as like the Devil May Cry, because you are a sword-wielding badass, and that is the premise of the game. You are a fucking badass that has a sword and you're killing people. But comparing this to the Devil May Cries, I have to say this is actually harder than the Devil May Cries, and it looks a lot better. I don't know how the loading is going to be, but after playing Devil May Cry for a while, like, I know number 3 was my hardest and most difficult one to get used to. Even on easy mode, I don't think I still beat the Devil May Cry, just because when I was playing it when I was younger, I didn't understand the concept of finding the enemy's weak points of like the bosses, and I believe you actually had to start the whole game over if you completely died and ran out of those hearts. I don't know about the save points, I can't really remember too much, but in the number 4 it was, you know, pretty easy. There were some parts where you sat there and died, but in this one there's just something about it. I am flying through that fucking game. Like, you give me 10 minutes in a mission, if that, and I'm done with it. There's no problem. S rating all the way. It's just me. So I'm hoping that this is going to be my game that is tough to play, but as soon as you start to master it, it actually still gives you a challenge on the later levels in the boss fights, and it's still fun to go back and play through again, maybe once or twice. And I hope it, I really do hope it's this game. See, like right here, this is pretty badass. You go into the little slow-mo, cut them in half. I forgot to hit the circle button, so I messed up on that one. But yeah, so I'm pretty much almost at the last boss fight that you get into. I did leave this cutscene in, like I said. This part doesn't make sense to me. This door, you have this weapon that can cut through steel and, you know, buses and cars and stuff. Why do you still have to use a button to open a door? Like, wouldn't the first thing you think of would be like, I'm just gonna cut the shit out of this door and be done with it. That is it. So that was just my little complaint of just playing through the game. Anyways, cutscene. I'm gonna let you guys watch this in peace and silence. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll be back in 1 second.
Greetings, cyborg. Show yourself. And you are? I am IF Prototype LQ84I. IF Prototype. Interface Prototype. All autonomous UGs feature high-level onboard artificial intelligence. An additional prototype interface enables verbal communication. I possess an intellect far beyond human reckoning.
You don't say. Okay then, what's the meaning of life? Why are we here?
I am here to kill you.
That's it? Pretty simple thinking for such a mighty intellect.
I may analyze orders, but I may not disobey them. Should I disobey a direct order, my memory would be wiped. I must destroy you.
What good is an intellect if you can't use it?
Your taunting is pointless. Exterminate!
Okay, let's get this combat underway. Now, the cutscene is actually really cool. I'm glad I kept that in there. The fact that he catches a fucking dagger in between his high heel and his palm of his foot. I think they're taking cues of, you know what, people love just over-the-top badass characters. But you gotta remember, like, Japan's full of anime and full of just crazy shit, like, you know, the Bleaches and Dragon Balls and stuff. So they're accustomed to making characters just crazy. And I can't really wait to see what the ending of this game is going to be like, because I could just see this game being fucking over the goddamn top of crazy shit going on. Like, just him being ridiculous, like jumping on rockets. Maybe, I don't even know what the hell you could possibly do, but I could just see this game just going crazy by the end, because usually Metal Gear Solid games do that. Like, at the very end of a Metal Gear Solid game, if it's not fucking blowing your mind and you're just like, what the hell is going on, then I don't really think it's like a true Metal Gear Solid game. Like, number 4, like, really, I don't think I was the only one who was like, did they really do that? Is that really going on? What the hell's happening here? I was like, okay, that's crazy. Like, when they first introduced Raiden in number 4 as the samurai badass, I was blown away. I was like, holy shit, I cannot believe that they did this to the character. I was like, this is the fucking coolest thing that, you know, someone's put into remaking a character that I've ever seen. So the fact that they gave him his own game, I think really just indicates that they took a character that, you know, people didn't really care about at first and made him into what I think people wanted to see out of him the whole time. And I'm really excited for this game. So February, this month, I'm gonna actually look for it and try to find it. Well, let's see, let's finish up this combat. So as you can see with parrying in this game, I'm trying my best to parry everything I have, but as you can see, it's really difficult unless you get, I call it a critical parry, where you parry at just the right time. You'll actually, like, you won't lose movement or momentum in the game if you do critical parries, and you'll actually push back the enemies and go back straight into combat faster, so you can attack a lot faster. But the thing is it's really hard to do that, and if you don't do it, you still parry the attack and you take no damage. It's just, it knocks you back, and especially with this boss, when this boss knocks you back and it does like the backflip and gets away from you, it's really hard to catch back up to him, because he's so far away and he goes straight into another immediate attack, and you have to block that one without, you know, getting hit. So you only have a few seconds to either do a critical block or parry, I don't know why I call it block, do a critical parry, get your shit together and start attacking him again. But I got a critical parry last time. Let's finish this guy up. I just destroy him right here. I want to actually show you guys, to me, this is how you're supposed to actually finish off a character, or at least a boss at the very end. So he's at 15%, let's get him down a little bit lower. It was a good parry right there. This is my second time through, and he still gets me down to 30%, or 31% or some shit like that. But here we go, come on. Make sure that you don't screw those up like I just did right there. Here I don't know why I go into slow-mo, but I do. Get a couple other good hits off. But this is how you're supposed to finish a character off, in my mind, when you're playing this game. You don't just hit him once. You don't just hit him twice, or 3 times, or 4 times. I think you go for a good, you know, 5 to 6 hits, as much as you possibly can. Just fucking wing the controller, the analog left and right, and go for it. So as you can see, I got a B rating. Not really the best, but to me, I felt like I did really good. So getting an A or higher is going to be interesting. And I hope you guys actually do enjoy this video. Like, subscribe, check out this game. Go to your nearest rental store whenever it comes out just to buy it. And I hope you enjoy it. Bye, guys. I will talk to you later.